is for the people, and Shakur means the thankful. It is a name that I took to carry on the name of Zaid Malik Shakur in honor of his family and in honor of the sources of beauty and good on this earth, which I'm very grateful for. That is my name.
What I said was, I don't know about everybody here, but it makes me feel like I've been served a 9-course meal of knowledge from this film. Yes. It was powerful. It was really powerful. Y'all agree? Yes. And also, I hope that you will take this knowledge back to your home and your community and spread it from the elders to the children, because we all need to know. All right. Oh, and one more thing. I want to thank all my Essence sisters for coming and to support me. Essence sisters, that's enough. Don't make the head too big. Okay, now I'm going to introduce the sister. Dee Colley is a longtime cultural worker here in Los Angeles. She is the winner of the Lifetime Achievement Award from the Pan-African Film Festival and the bedrock of the Nasi Writers Workshop at the World Stage here in Leimert Park. Dee Colley, will you please come up front? She's stuck with her. Okay, so next, I'm going to introduce somebody to tell you how to come. Trisha Kochi is the author of the Orisha Talk, Tales of Lust, Love, and Her Story, Memory, co-founder of Swan, Spoken Word, Art and Music, Poetry Lounge, and a proud member of the Leimert Park World Stage and Nasi Writers Workshop. Trisha, please come forward.
Greetings, everybody.
Greetings.
I went to Cuba in 2015, and I wrote this on the way back home. Not my enemy, ode to Cuba. Flag blowing, not bowing down to anyone, not even Moya. Flying in, looking down at this island, my Ori was held high. I felt proud for everyone that stayed and fought, never betraying their revolution. Her blood is on the soil of my African ancestors, and she welcomes me. Her sound, the muse to my every step, and I will not denounce her. I tread lightly. Make sure to look deep into the faces of the elders. and the babies. Even the cats have their story to tell of hard times when the world abandoned this island paradise and they were left to fend for themselves for scraps of food. I give more than I take. I'm no ugly American tourist out for a stroll down memory lane or a dime a dance. I listen to find a glimpse of what I lost that I didn't know that I lost. She has the rhythms, but not the language. It took the voyage of the Nigerian master drummer, Francis Alway, to give name to the shared sound. The drummer's story, her story, my story, intertwined since the old days, slave ships, enslaved black families passing in the night to the mainland, from the continent to the next island, love torn asunder, families separated forever by the destroyer, the enslaver's language and geography. Are we related? Only the DNA knows for sure. Thank you. This place, like Haiti, you, the destroyer of all that does not serve your greed, you punish her because she is no longer your whore, your offshore playground for your greed and depravity. 638 times and more. 638 times and more, you tried to cut off her head, killing her will to survive. She survives, and I will not denounce her. You continue to starve her, badmouth her, try to infiltrate your wicked ways. She continues to give to the world doctors that know no political dogma, only the oath to help around the world. Even when the answer to Katrina is no. Her blood is on the soil of my African ancestors, and she welcomes me, and those that look like me, in need of sanctuary or free medical education. This place, her sound, the muse to my every step, and I will not denounce her. Thank you. I don't know if you've caught that, but the 638 times is the time that they tried to, or more, to kill Castro. So if you know that they put that number out, it was much more. I read from my book, The Orisha Talks, Tales of Lust, Love, Historical Memories, published by Third World Press. And Third World Press, our books are at the table, along with B. Colleagues' books as well. Thank you.
And now I'd like to welcome one of our local community organizations who is now on the forefront of the struggle with the rest of the organizations. BAP, please come forward.
Greetings everyone, and thank you. My name is Dizzy. I'm a local educator, and today I'm here as a member of BAP, so Black Alliance for Peace, SoCal. Even before I talk about BAP, I do want to say that I grew up in Kenya, and Assata Shakur's particular anti-imperialist orientation towards the South African apartheid when I was a teenager in the 90s was incredibly important to my development as someone who aspired to be a Black revolutionary. And so it's extremely special that I'm just even standing here right now. And so BAP, we are really interested in, and we're all about defeating the war against Black peoples, both here in the United States and abroad. We understand that those are connected. And we're interested in building Black power as part of our work in the broader radical anti-capitalist and anti-imperialist movements. And so, not so interested in kind of the Blackness leadership classes that don't really do anything for Black or African peoples. Okay. And so Assata Shakur, our new ancestor, in her autobiography said, dreams and realities are opposite, and what synthesizes them is action. And so beyond what I'm about to name are some of the things that we do at BAP, but whether or not you're interested in BAP, I think that these are all things that we should all get behind. The first one being to abolish the Department of Defense. I'm so sorry, Department of War, I guess? Or, I don't know anymore. But the 1033 program. So this is a program that allows the US DOD, DOW, however they're doing these days, to transfer military equipment to the US. So I'm an educator, and I don't know if some of you remember, a couple of years ago, LAUSD has its own PD department, and do you all remember when they had like grenade launchers? The 1033 program is what allows these kind of weapons that are supposed to be in war show up in our streets and what have you. So that's as Black people, something that we should be against. Stopping Israeli training of US police forces, shutting down AFRICOM, with that shutting down the 800 US foreign military bases, and being also really critical around what US humanitarianism means around the world, eliminating Operation Relentless Pursuit, which is all of these anti-crime programs that target Black and other colonized folks, ending illegal US sanctions and all sorts of excuses to intervene in all sorts of countries. At this moment, we're thinking about Nigeria, Venezuela, and so many other ones, making excuses for that, exposing NATO for what it is, defunding the US military, but beyond that, actually moving those funds toward people-centered human rights activities, bringing accountability for systemic police violence against Black and other colonized folks, and figuring out something within the international order where we have people-centered human rights that are not just political theater, within the liberal order where there really is no accountability when you mistreat people, and finally a global abolition of nuclear weapons. And so that's what we are about, and hopefully other folks are about that as well. And we always say no compromise, no retreat, and may we honor the great Assata Shakur and all of our ancestors through courageous analysis and thoughtful actions until we're all free. Thank you so much.
Next, put your hands together and give a warm welcome to Community Movement Builders Representative Cipriano.
Hello, it's good to see all these faces out here. For those who don't know me, my name is Cipriano Belson. I'm a member of Community Movement Builders LA chapter. Community Movement Builders is a Black member-based collective of community residents, activists, serving Black working class and poor Black communities. CMB emerged out of the need to respond to encroaching gentrification, displacement, and police violence. CMB organizes to bring power to Black communities by challenging existing institutions and creating new ones that we as Black people control. Our organizational founder, Kamal Franklin, was able to visit and learn from Assata in Cuba and was deeply charged and catalyzed by that experience. We at CMB know that it's an honor to be part of this traditional Black radical organization and Black radical struggle. And we are also honored to be a part of this celebration of life for Assata and to be a part of the planning and to have all y'all here with us. Assata Shakur was a shining example of a life lived in revolutionary praxis. We at CMB, we work to hold and continue forward with that praxis, to do all that we can to bring freedom and self-determination to our Black people. So we ask that y'all walk with us to carry Assata's spirit forward. Thank you.
Sister B. Colley is here now. Can you please come forward? We kept the porch light on for you, so come on up.
Give thanks. Oh, what a blessing it is to be alive and Black. I was wanting to write a piece for Assata, but it's not finished, and so I figured I'd just do what Spirit tells me to do. I'm working on being obedient because a hard head, no matter how old you get. So it came to me that as much as people call Assata a soldier, I think she's more of a teacher. And the teacher that when you say you want to change, when you say you want to be free, do you really want to be free? Are you willing to do everything it takes to be free? Free of eating those chocolates, free of eating that whatever is doing your body wrong. Are you willing? And then comes the decision making. You have to decide, well, I just want to eat a little, I want to drink a little, I want to do a little bit, and then maybe I can get on the good foot. Not only did Assata want to be free of captivity in the United States, but she decided she was going to do it at all costs. All costs. All costs. I mean, I can't imagine having my hands up and getting shot in the back, and then somebody said I shot somebody while my hands were up, and then I got shot. I can't imagine being thrown into prison with any and everybody and being watched over by men, being in the hole, I can't imagine. Being at the door of no return. And wanting to be free. There's a difference between wanting to be free and working to be free. And she decided to be free. And the people around her age group, decided that she was going to be free. And the price on her head was too high a price for the people who loved her. To not be free anymore. So the teaching is, who you surround yourself with, people who love you, your ace boom, your ride or die, your I ain't gonna tell nobody where she went, I don't know nothing, don't ask me. Aside of who? Aside of where? Aside of what? Nobody gave her up. Nobody gave her up. Nobody gave her up. Castro didn't give her up. The people who ran the boat didn't give her up. When they came looking for her, you don't speak English, but Assata is not in my language. So who are we? How did we get this far? There was an Assata before Assata. Her name may have been your grandmother's name. My grandmother's name, Auntie. Assata is a teaching, y'all. Assata is a lesson plan. Assata is the truth and a road and a journey and a position we have to take if we want to be free. For real, for real. For real, for real. For real, for real.
Before I introduce the next group, I'm gonna give y'all a 5-minute break because I know how it is when the old bombs been sitting a long while. So stretch, walk around. The sister back there has some interesting stuff on the table, and I'll see you in 5 minutes.
Snacks in the back. letting you guys know we are streaming live here, so I don't know if the conversation is private, but just letting you know.
their seats. I'd like to introduce SWAM, Spoken Word Art and Music. SWAM is one of LA's longest running poetry revenues, where a plethora of artistic, electric, and creative individuals present positive pieces of profound work. The passion of poets, artists, and musicians takes center stage as they fearlessly expose their vulnerability. SWAM, please come forward.
Why now, you ask again, and again I reply in the form of a question, why not now? And if not now, then when, where, and how do you propose that we respond to the query posed by the inquisitive child seeking to find the answer to the ultimate question, why did our generation let their generation down? Now, if your parents and grandparents are like my parents and grandparents, you heard this phrase, why put off until tomorrow, which you can absolutely see to accomplish today? In other words, I say, rise up my people, there's a war against our kind, and my choice of artillery is an educated mind. Cause we're all man and our gun, no match for military combat, in the pocket in our brain, that's where the real nuclear bomb is at. So let's all stay in contact, take my phone number down. I know a sister named Harriet with a railroad underground. I know a doctor named King, who's in peaceful resistance, believing we shall overcome prayer and persistence. I know a sister named Assata with a different type vibe, like Malcolm, blood and head. She's at that window when she's peeking outside. 3 different approaches, 3 different styles, but still the same goal. Equality right now, justice right now, liberty right now, and still you got the nerve to keep asking me why now? Why not now will forever be my answer. Let not the disease of procrastination be the new black cancer. Why not now with the Southern Missouri? Why not now with the Ferguson, Missouri? Why not now with the Cleveland, Ohio? The church in South Carolina, there's evil beside us until the Most High's arrival. Why not now when we as a people are fighting for survival?
Her beauty has mesmerized men for ages. It would take numerous books and countless pages to adequately describe her presence. She's timeless, ageless. Her resourcefulness and outreach for all men that I care to listen. She's as mysterious as long and as dangerous as gorillas in the mist. Her fragrances of wind, water, forest, and morning dew. And when in her presence, is as if she can see right through you. She spoke of truth, justice, order, and balance. And when you walk with her, you step righteously. She bore many children, but she never lost her shape. They grew up and moved on, but she continues to wait for their return. And the fire in her for them incessantly burns. She seems to grow more beautiful with time. More men come to visit, wanting to wine and dine her. Although invited, she continues to deny their advances. Some of them leave in trances. Others vow to return, even if it means taking her for ransom. So one night, as she lay there, unaware and unsuspecting, savages disguised as men entered her domain undetected. Her beauty was so rich and enticing that the devilish deed seemed almost necessary and exciting as they raped her. They ripped off her resourcefulness, tore at her mysteries, and excavated her womb, and she screamed for her children. But they could not hear her. As they continued to rape and pillage her, she again screamed for her children. But they could not hear her. As they continued to dig out her inside, and they laughed as they enjoyed the ride, she again screamed for her children. But they could not hear her. But they were too far off in a foreign land, climbing the corporate ladder and assimilating the band. They were too busy running a rat race that came to a so-called superior race that kept them in their place. They were too busy going to movie premieres that worship movie stars and driving fancy cars. They were too busy with their law degrees, their DDS and their PhDs. They were too busy with their $10 million churches and their 10,000 member congregations. They were too busy with their many different religions instead of spirituality. So in actuality, they were just too damn busy. So that she lay there, crying, dying. They were too busy to hear the cries of their mother. They were too preoccupied to hear the cries of their mother, Africa, crying for them to come home and save her, Shakur.
I woke up feeling froggy, y'all, so I decided to leap. I jumped to the conclusion that freedom is an illusion, and we as black folk ain't never gonna feel safe on these streets. We're in the matrix and that rabbit hole is deep. And the more we dig, the more we discover sisters and brothers need to do more than just protest, pray, and preach. Because while we down on our knees asking the Lord to protect our soul, the enemy's above us at point blank range, ready to pump our bodies full of bullet holes. And it's out of control. It's been that way for weeks, months, years, decades, and centuries. Ever since the slave ship hit the motherland and the other man put the brother man in chains, drugged us to captivity and made us build this nation over here. And let me be clear, for some of our struggles, we bear responsibility too. What fool allows the hooded hater to hit him, and instead of hitting the hooded hater back, he hauls off and knocks the hell out of you? Same thing with gangbanging, some bang red, some bang blue. But the Ku Klux Klan don't give a damn what gang you hang with or bang with. The only thing they claim is hatred, and the one they want to see hanging is you. And it's such a sad sight to see these beautiful black bodies swinging from the trees. We yelling, we shall overcome, when we need to be screaming, do unto them before they have the opportunity to do unto me. Much love and respect for Dr. King and the legacy he produced, but I can't turn the other cheek, not when my neck is hanging in a noose. Who got the juice me and I'm putting the pass to a glass? They're serving pork chops and pig feet. But as your brother, I'm gonna ask you to fast. As I see through the mask, and I recognize the evil eyes lying inside it. Get away from me, Satan. I ain't buying what you selling. I've already been sold on the blessings the good Lord has provided. Good and evil has collided, and the world is sinking in a quicksand. Everybody wanna be a starter, but somebody got to be the sixth man. Sit back, watch and wait, strategize and calculate, anticipate the attack, then counterattack and eliminate the hate. The struggle is real, there's really no debate. Many may sympathize, but how many really can relate? They ain't never walked in a black man's shoes, never been kidnapped, beaten, and abused, never been snatched from their land and enslaved, never built a nation and didn't get paid, never been hunted by the Ku Klux Klan, never been considered 3/5 of a man, never been profiled inside of a store, never been considered an N-word and sent off to war. What I'm saying is they ain't never been black. And if they never been black, how the hell can they tell black folk how to act? We go to sleep having dreams and wake up after nightmares, thrown in a ring with a demon who don't fight fair. So keep kicking my sisters and keep punching my brothers, because if we ain't got nothing else, I pray to God we always have one another.
I am jazz. I am grassroots. I'm uncut and uncouth. I'm black and I'm blues. I'm overdue unpaid dues. I'm 40 acres of a mule. I am jazz. I am civil rights. I am human rights. I am civilization, right? I am late night on dark streets. I am hot Saxon wax with African drum beats. I am jazz. I'm the original ass. And the first to do it. Before white folks ran through trying to claim it, then frame it, make it theirs, and then fame it. But before they could do it, they spit it out because they couldn't chew it. So it's up to us to take jazz back and true it. I am jazz. I am big breasts hanging off balconies on Bourbon Street. I'm marching bands doing Mardi Gras with the ancestral spirit providing a heartbeat. I am Miles Long Davis, I'm a French Quarter before they paid me. I am jazz as a baby before they gave it to those that stripped it of its essence, restructured it and enslaved it. I am jazz as a baby and have to save it. I am jazz. I'm riffs and beats flying through dark alleys on Canal Street. I'm jazz. I'm A-Train, I'm Coltrane, I'm cold, man. I am jazz. I'm stand-up graves and later pyramids, can you dig it? I'm 6 feet under, but I still live it. I am jazz, uncompromising, unforgiving. From its inception to its deception, I am jazz. I'm present, future, and past. I'm badass, I am jazz. I'm African rhythms, poetry, spoken word, and true spit. I am jazz, and I'm not to be fucked with. I am jazz. This goes out to the originators, to the Coltranes and the Miles Davis, to the Means, the Monks, the Bird, Jess, to name a few. I am jazz, and so are you. So it's up to us to make sure that it stays true. I am jazz. Yeah. Yeah. Y'all give it up for Larry Love. My name is Lorenzo. Thank y'all for listening. I'm in the spirit of Assata Shakur.
I don't know about y'all, but I'm claiming those two as my good brothers. Okay, now, let me introduce one of my SC sisters, Zia. Zia, please come front. She's going to do a song for us.
Oh, say, can you see by the blood in these streets that this place doesn't smile on you, my black child, whose blood built this land with sweat and their hands. But you'll die in this place, and your memory erased. Oh, say, does this truth hold any weight? This is not the land of the free, but the home of the
Did that, didn't she, y'all? Did. Okay, now, so small. So now, Assata's going to come and take it from here.
I want to thank my sister, Talima, who has
and her commitment over all these years. And I want to give also thanks to everybody who put this program together. When Assata died, when Assata transitioned, I was just wondering, what we're going to do. Now, how we're going to give some acknowledgement to this sister who has, over the years, shown herself to be a true warrior. She didn't come. She didn't say, I'm tired and I want to come home. I'm willing to put on some chains and come back and see my family. She stood all that time. I prayed for Assata often. I know many of us did. Prayed that she would be okay. But the one thing that makes me feel good about Assata, she be free woman.
Yes.
She be free woman, and she be free beyond her grave. All right, for Assata. Thank you, sister, for standing. Okay, so the next thing that we have here is All African People's Revolutionary Party. Do we have AAPRP here?
Revolutionary greetings, everyone. To our elders, our Panther warriors, to those in the community, assalamu alaikum, to our Muslim community. I want to give thanks because for us, Pan-Africanists, and y'all know the All African People's Revolutionary Party, is about the total liberation and unification of Africa and all of her people under scientific socialism, that we honor people that fight for freedom. And so it was an honor for me to just come back from Mexico City, where the 9th ECAP conference was held. And there were hundreds of folks representing Central, South America, and the Caribbean in honor of Cuba, in support of Cuba. And I think we definitely want to give a hand to Cuba and the people of Cuba who defended Assata, who support Assata, gave Assata what they could give her, fed her in every political way, and she gave back in kind. And so we were able to meet with some of the comandantes from the Cuban leadership. But I want to just share a little story that Baba Nesbitt Crutchfield has shared with me. He and I were the two elders representing our U.S. contingent of slaves fighting for liberation. And one of the things he said when he met Assata, that when he and Baba Walter met Assata, they had never met her before. It was like 93. And they went to her little house in Havana, and she had never met them. But she hugged them and welcomed them like they were old friends. She was the most beautiful African woman he had seen, and he couldn't help but to keep hugging her for as long as she allowed him to hug her and embrace her, because she knew she had family in New York, in Florida, wherever we were, that were coming to reconnect with her. She cooked for them, and they talked like they were old friends. And so it was that love of her people that she shared, and also her love for the Cuban people and the African people that were fighting, continuing to fight throughout Africa, the Caribbean, and throughout the world. She never forgot that, and she always connected. And it was folks that I know, our cadre, Kwame Ture, Mawina Kuyate, Auntie Serzai, even Ajamo, and a number of other cadre who went to visit her when they could. But we asked the Cubans, what did y'all think about Assata? How did y'all feel about Assata? And one of the things that they mentioned that they met in September to honor Assata. That was an important meeting. Also to remember that first meeting when Malcolm and Fidel met. because that was the meeting that sparked the strategy of ECAP, that connected the work that needed to continue to be done, not just in Africa and the Caribbean, but also throughout the world. So this year, of course, we know we're honoring Malcolm 100, but also Fidel 100. And we should add Assata to that remembrance because Assata represented so much of the revolutionary woman, and especially the revolutionary African woman who represented the revolution on this side. So one of the impressions was that Assata was a part of the revolution. She fought a real war. She was imprisoned in the physical sense and the spiritual sense like many of us are. But she fought and escaped, and she wasn't afraid to run for her freedom. She wasn't afraid to fight for her freedom. She broke many of the paradigms that we have against women. But we don't really know our history if we don't know that African women fight, that African women die, that African women have laid the foundation for liberation. But they respected Assata because she stood for them. They said that for her, Assata was a symbol of the continuing revolution that needs to happen throughout the U.S. That she was totally immersed in the revolution and she was grounded in her commitment to socialism and to being a revolutionary. She met with the brigadistas as they came to Cuba. She never wavered on any support or responsibility that they asked her to do. She would be given a latitude of how she wanted to work, and she carried out her work even as she was in Cuba. She was a political figure like no other, but she was a symbol of the revolution. When they met September 26th in New York, the Cuban Foreign Minister Bruno Rodrigo Varela said, "We fulfilled our duty." And as socialists and as revolutionaries in a struggle against capitalism, against imperialism, against racism, we are a deeply human nation, and we love Assata. And so for us, we must also think and know that Assata lives. She may have been hunted, treated worse, put it on the most wanted list, but she was wanted for the revolution. In the real, she was a revolutionary. She was a reflection of the political, revolutionary, social transformation of where we all need to be. She represented courage. Assata said, "I don't think that there is any way that you can be a revolutionary without having a socialist vision." For her, she was able to live that vision and be a part of the revolutionary struggle for socialism and the defense of socialism in Cuba. Ashe.
Okay, so next we have Black Autonomy. Black Autonomy.
On behalf of the Black Autonomy Federation, we'd like to share our condolences and revolutionary solidarity with the passing of Assata Shakur. Thank you all for coming out for celebrating the celebration of Blackness. Assata Shakur is a profound figure in our struggle for liberation and self-determination overall. Black autonomy believes in just that, Black autonomy. Autonomy to create and define our own identities outside of the structure of white supremacy that affect us today in every way imaginable and even those unimaginable. The agency of ourselves that is embodied in the struggle for liberation that Assata is and will continue to be a shining example for. Assata was stripped of her agency in so many ways, from being criminalized for her work in the struggle, her capture and temporary imprisonment, being forced to give birth within the carceral system, to being forced to live in exile from her daughter, her family, and comrades upon escape. We continue to fight for the agency she was denied and the self-determination that she embodied. We give thanks to the ones on the Jersey Turnpike that ended the day and sacrifice in their work. We give thanks to those that assisted Assata in her escape. And we give thanks to those that helped keep Assata safe while in Cuba until her passing. Rest in power, Assata Shakur. Thank you.
Rest in power, Assata Shakur. Thank you, for lack of time. So next we have Walele. And Walele is a Black non-binary writer, cultural worker, poet, cancer stem cell transplant survivor, and mental health advocate from Los Angeles, Lamert Park, World Stage, Anasi Writers Workshop. Walele.
But it's completely fine. Whatever you call me is great. Thank you all so much for coming today and just for allowing me to speak. I initially wrote something, and then during the libation spirit was like, no, do this. So I'm just going with the wind. This is a very grief-oriented space. I think when I was watching her talk, I was like, wow, we really lost somebody, we really gained somebody above us. And oftentimes when we survive what is impossible, we are asking, where can someone come find us, whether here or in another room. So this is called confinement. If I were to be asked of love today, if I were to be asked to die today, I would make a guidepost in the shape of your tender skull, the cast of a plastic cranium, the absence of bloodlust, the rotting of light through rust curtains. If they were to ask me of my country, I'd say I do not have one. If they were to ask me of my country, I'd summon the curvature of your back, weightless, fluid, with water striking off it. If they ask of erasing borders, I'd say it is the unraveling of your black do-rag. There has been no war, yet there has been abandonment. I do not know how to reconcile with my own forgiveness. If I were to be asked of mercy, I would say it is quiet like my grandmother, that there are no bouquets for it, but a field of citrus marigolds. In my computer screen, I claim it is the full moon delirious off our midnight body, subtly gasping to its gentle glow off Crenshaw. Come morning, come the shards of vulnerability. A window pane rattles and threatens to explode, and you see violence in me, imprinting, and you tongue the groove of its bite marks from my neck. A metal lock is drilled open, and here is the shape of violation, of exile, and it's cost us flightless, you fatigued, we both, a gentle observer and active witness. You ask, what part of my body can bid you a safe passage? And I inquire, what part of my words can bid you a worthy return? And there is a single river stream of sweat, a point of relation, the poetics of a spiral. Speak of unbecoming, and I say your presence. And if you speak of heart, I would hope you say my prayer. I would hope we say devotion. I would hope we both say the earth, say decay, the ammunition of a recited hymnal, the midpoint between potential and trouble of what goes beyond, and the words are wordless, guttural, and gnawing. So amen in the shade of bleached bones and formaldehyde, the repurposing of vulnerability sliding out beneath the masks of lonely, the cleansing, the dirge of saliva, jazz guitar, and conjure oil. So I need you to come find me in the smoke, hidden in plain sight. A snake devouring itself, a raven wearing chain silver teeth on the street corner. Come find me where there is no religion, where there are no nations, where there are no borders. Come find me Come find me destitute and residue where the love is abundant, yet not always so palpable, but I need you to remember, so come find me. Come find me where loss be an acute reminder of where the promise remains, and the promise is that I will leave you, I will leave you, I will leave you. But the thing is, you all will leave me too, if not worse, if not better than before. So this opaque morning that we have, this tranquil chaos between us, this fervent attempt to catch honey-soaked memories in a jar, this here with Assata was history versus myth. This here with Assata was autonomy versus captivity. So we must not always be consumed by reckless abandon, madness, or disease, but so what if we are? What is the cost of deciphering freedom these days? Of such calculated risks on us. So come find me, and I will point out how nothing belongs to us, and that we are owed absolutely
My next guest, I came back up to the to announce him myself. His family, he's Casey Robinson. He's going to do a saxophone song for us. Casey always shows up wherever I need, wherever I'm at. He always showed up. This is Black Love of my family, Casey Robinson.
Good afternoon, everyone. First, I'd like to say peace, love, and blessings, and rest in power to Assata Shakur. May her legacy carry on, even though she's transitioned. Let the treasure, the amazing things that she did, let that be the blueprint for your life. And just like a great race, she's passed on the baton, so it's up to us to try to handle this. So I'm just going to do this little song by Donny Hathaway. right now. And thinking about this and thinking about all the madness and the chaos going in the world right now, and how we gotta walk and handle all this mess between all these monsters right now, it's really hard. But if I can't do nothing else, even though I made mistakes, let's just pray for one another, okay? That we get through this. And I'm sorry for, this is not my best.
Just you wait and see. Someday we'll all be free. No doubt about it. Thank you, brother, for that beautiful rendition. Okay, so next we have Cotton Root Collective. We have Cotton Root Collective here.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm here today on behalf of Cotton Root Collective, a Black abortion doula collective. Today we come together to celebrate the life of Assata Shakur, and I want to start off by uplifting her legacy of unwavering resistance and freedom. I also want to hold space to honor Assata outside of her legacy, because sometimes stories about our elders and ancestors don't allow or acknowledge the fullness of their humanity. In this moment of celebration, we also extend our deepest condolences to her family and community. Your grief is shared. Assata's story, which is woven into the essence of our history, acts as a compass. Her fight for liberation and autonomy continues to guide us, just as our ancestors before her did. In the work that we do at Cotton Root Collective, we carry on that fight. We see her legacy in this work. It is the same fight, but on different terrains. It is a fight for the right to choose our own futures, to have our bodies respected, and to have our humanity honored in medical spaces that have too often been sites of trauma. We carry on this fight for bodily autonomy, prenatal delivery, and postpartum care. When we advocate for a birthing person's right to be heard by their medical team, we are enacting her demand for self-determination. We specifically fight for all reproductive health outcomes for all Black people, from the right to choose an abortion to the right to birth with dignity and everything in between. We do this especially for those most vulnerable to obstetric violence. In this sacred work, we see Assata Shakur's spirit just as we feel the strength of our ancestors at our backs. So as we celebrate her life, we also recommit. We recommit to the sacred work, ensuring that her struggle and the struggle of all my ancestors was not in one. Thank you.
So we know Assata's in the room. Assata's hearing everything that we're saying. Hear us, sister, and know that we praise you, praise your name, praise all the work that you've done. I'm gonna move on next to Baji. Is Baji here? Baji. Okay, well, we'll come back to Baji. Is Anwo here? A-N-W-O. Okay. Okay.
Uhuru. 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 Uhuru is a Swahili word. It means freedom. And in the African liberation struggle, we use this word to describe the struggle that is not over. African people, we are still not free. And so when we wake up in the morning, our first thoughts must be freedom. When we go to sleep at night, our first thoughts must be freedom, because we are not free. And so when I say uhuru, you can greet me with uhuru. Uhuru! I want to introduce myself. My name is Mwezi Odom. I'm a member of the African People's Socialist Party, and I'm here representing one of our mass organizations, the African National Women's Organization. On behalf of the African People's Socialist Party and the Uhuru Movement, I want to thank community movement builders, Black August LA, AAPRP, Black Lantern Books, Black Autonomy LA, Sisters Taliba, Assata, and Kantizwe, and everybody who has come here today to learn about our revolutionary warrior, Assata Shakur. So the African National Women's Organization deeply mourns the passing of our revolutionary elder, Assata Shakur, who joined our ancestors on September 25th, 2025 in Havana, Cuba, at the age of 78. Faced with the full force of U.S. state violence, its prisons, police, and propaganda, Assata refused submission. The U.S. branded her as a terrorist and placed her at the top of its most wanted list, and this sister stood as an example for all of us, especially for African women. Her clarity, her determination, her refusal to bow down to U.S. imperialism makes her worthy of emulation. Her story reminds us that freedom is not granted, it is seized through struggle. We also extend our gratitude to Cuba, the Cuban people, and their revolutionary government, who defended Assata's freedom for more than 4 decades. By providing her refuge, dignity, solidarity, they showed the world what true internationalism looks like. Their protection ensured that Assata triumphed over the U.S. government's attempt to silence her. In her victory, we all won. As ANWO, the African National Women's Organization, we are reminded where she says, "It is our duty to fight for our freedom, it is our duty to win." And as ANWO, we commit ourselves to this duty, to fight without compromise, to liberate African women, and to continue the struggle until African people everywhere are free and united. And on behalf of the African People's Socialist Party, we salute the legacy of our comrade Assata Shakur. As we know, a fierce warrior in the Black revolution struggles of the 1960s. Her relentless fighting, her fight as a relentless African and leader in the Black Liberation Army, an esteemed resident of the People's Republic of Cuba at the behest of President Fidel Castro for more than 40 years. Police bullets could not stop her. Prison walls could not hold her. U.S. courts could not convict her. Decades of billboards on New Jersey Turnpike offering a $2 million reward for information of her whereabouts never produced a snitch. Like a fish in the sea of African people, Assata Shakur represents the brilliance and the courage of African resistance. Assata embodied the fierce determination of African people to be free from colonial domination, to be self-determining, regardless of their personal price. The threat of colonial violence was merely another obstacle to be overcome. And as we have done for more than 600 years, since our Africa was assaulted and we were kidnapped and forced to labor on the behalf and the benefit of the colonial white power. She was jailed and brutalized as a part of the U.S. colonial counterinsurgency against the Black liberation movement of the 1960s. She was forced to suffer dehumanizing conditions while imprisoned in male prisons in solitary confinement, and despite what she endured, she maintained the revolutionary stance. Again, it is our duty to fight for freedom, it is our duty to win. And in response to the immediate U.S. campaign to recapture Assata, our party, the African People's Socialist Party, led the African National Prisoners Organization and called for a national hands-off Assata campaign, which included a scorched earth-style postering of Assata is welcome here posters and signs that you would find in the windows and doors of our homes and offices in the community. In fact, as we know, neo-colonialist Barack Hussein Obama, in his attempt to entice Cuba to give away Assata, we also see and salute Cuba for their profound respect, and who did a similar thing for Robert Williams when he fled from white lynch mobs in North Carolina in 1957. We are in an era today similar to that period of the Black Revolution of the 1960s. And anti-colonial resistance, as we see, is roiling. The global parasitic social system that we have defined as the colonial mode of production is experiencing a deep and profound crisis. This has resulted in the world colonial powers, under the leadership of the premier U.S. settler colonies, carrying out an open assault on Africans, Mexican, indigenous, Palestinians, and colonized people all over the world. Our party and our movement were attacked by the same forces that tried to carry out this assault on Assata Shakur, and we say hands off Assata. As Comrade Assata stated in her own condition as a political refuge, justice for me is not the issue I am addressing here. It is justice for my people that is at stake. And when my people receive justice, I am sure that I will receive it too. Our fight back against colonial counterinsurgency has not simply made it that our leaders don't go to prison, but to advance the struggle for African liberation. And our existence as the African People's Socialist Party, born of the same legacy of anti-colonial resistance that defined the period of the 1960s, we ensure that the revolution that comrades like Assata will be represented and it will reach its successful conclusion. So we say salute to Comrade Assata Shakur, one of Africa's best daughters. She lives. Assata Shakur presente, vanguard up, relentless, uhuru.
Assata lives. She lives in our spirit, she lives in our hearts, and it's up to us, to continue to carry on. Assata made a point, carry it on. We have to remember, carry it on. Is Baji here? Calling again for Baji. Okay, we're gonna move on. We have a performance by Rupa Anna Desola. Anya Ade Sola. Thank you very much. Okay, we're ready.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Hello, folks. I'm the leader and executive director of Grupo Anya Ade Sola, John Smith. Here with my godson, Richard Panta, and my godbrother, Elliot Toby Barrero, and my son, Jose Jimenez, here to play for Assata. I am thankful for this opportunity for my group to play for this homage for her. Thank you. Everybody, Thank you very much. I'd like to introduce the members of my group. Richie Panta, A. Toby Ferrero, Jose Jimenez. I am Adamo Adisa Smith.
Okay, thank you. We're going to have a quick change in the program. First of all, we're going to do a raffle right quick, and then we're going to have the Black Panther veterans here on the panel. And it's late, they've been here a long time, so basically you can ask 2 questions to each one, because it's time for them to go home and have their dinner talk. Okay, so raffle, we had some really nice pictures of Assata in the back. Y'all missed out on it. They were $5 for a raffle, but y'all missed out. We'll say what it really is. But anyway, okay, so the winner is, take your tickets out. The last 3 numbers is 003. You have to be present. Are you 003? Come on. You can go to the table and pick whatever picture you want and show the people what they missed out on. Because all the time it ain't good to be cheap. And while she's doing that, I'm going to call the Black Panther veterans up front. And remember, you can ask them 2 questions each. So brothers, will you please come and have a seat in front? Okay, this is revolutionary legacy right here, right?
All power to the people. 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 Right. I'm Hank Jones. I'm a member of the Black Panther Party for Self-Defense, DLA, and San Francisco area. So I'm here to
My name is Arkansas Campbell. I was the lieutenant coach for the second chapter of the Black Panther Party. I'm the artist that illustrated the 10-point platform program. I also did Black Panther Color, so-called Black Panther Color.
My name is Rose G. Black Panther Party of Southern California. My name is Harold Rose. I was a member of the Southern California chapter of the Black Panther Party, and leadership of the California Party.
And I am Talib Shakur of the Los Angeles chapter of the Black Panther Party on 84th and Broadway.
No questions. Come on, y'all.
I got a question for the panel. I think I'd love to query your experiences, given that you go through ebb and flow in revolution. So what have you learned in your eldership about how much the power of the mind is used compared to physical struggle?
I guess the most I've learned is it's a protracted struggle, and it's one where you pass it on to the next generation. And that's what I'm glad about, that I see a lot of these Panther Cubs coming up in the same spirit. I spoke one time and I raised the name of Michael Johnson and Gavin Long. And most of you don't even remember who the brothers was. But I said what they did it in the spirit of the Black Panther Party. A lot of people were upset about that. You know, one of the brothers killed about 6 pigs in Dallas, Texas. Those killed 3 in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. But this is after all the stuff that they had done. This is after Orlando Castillo, the one that got shot in front of his baby daughter girl in the car. That was right after that. And you can only take so much, especially if you're a family. Especially if you're a veteran. Both of those brothers were. One was in the Marine Corps, one was in the Army. And they were more than likely suffering from PTSD. And they had just had enough. And they took it to another level.
Yes, any more questions? Also, y'all know that's how you
More of them should have answered that question.
I just want to say, can you hear me? Yeah. I want to say that seeing the young youth out here, you know that if you struggle, indeed, you can. I hope that the organization, many young people, boys and preachers here on the
ended up being a member of the Black Panther Party self-defense in the Sacramento chapter. Police officer got killed up there. I was one who was arrested for it. I sat on death row in Sacramento County Jail for a year, like 187 on a police officer. I was also an artist, so I did the drawings to illustrate the 10-point platform program that was in the paper every week for a while. And you know, I look and I see what happened to Assata and the fact that she was able to go to Cuba. You know, stuff like this is going to keep on happening. They're going to keep on killing Africans. And there's going to be some soldiers in who got the courage to stand up and do something about it. And if they have to leave the country, it's a good thing that there was some place like Cuba to take them in. And we need some other places to be able to take brothers and sisters in when they're in that kind of dilemma, you know? So that was pretty much my story. You know, right now I'm just an artist. I just do art. My name is Assata Cameron. The main thing that attracted me to the Black Panther Party was the courage that I saw in those young men and women. Number one, I was involved in a little skirmish with police in Sacramento. And I saw these Panthers standing up, and I was standing up with them, but I didn't really know anything about the party. And I found out that they stood down 50 police officers. There was only 30 Panthers. And they stood down 50 police officers with their bare hands. And I said, damn. So I kind of respected that, but I said to myself, these young people going to get themselves killed. After I found out how many weapons they had, they only had 2 weapons, and they bare hands. And all the police was armed to the teeth. So I figured that the stuff that I learned in the Marine Corps, I could teach it to Japan. That's what I did.
I also was in the Marine Corps. I'm a little ahead of I was in the Marine Corps, and it was really racist. Segregated, all of that. You know, when I joined the Marine Corps, which was a band, I thought I was in Mississippi. I thought I was back home in Mississippi, part-time, northern Mississippi. They had the place segregated. They had us assign black folks, assign the 3 locations. We weren't welcome anywhere else. So we had to fight. We started fighting. We fought for a year. I mean, with these rednecks. Not the Japanese people. It was a military service members that had brought that racism to the thing. We got along fine with the Japanese people. You know, I remember talking to an old man in the countryside about the Brooklyn Dodgers, Jack Brown. He couldn't even speak English, but he knew Jack Brown.
You know what Brother Hayes is saying is also true in Vietnam. We had to watch out for the rednecks more than we did whoever Vietnamese was who was supposed to be fighting. They had a prison in Vietnam in Long Binh. They called it Long Binh Jail. They had over 900 Africans in there, 900 African Americans in there. It was built for African Americans because of the racial problems we had in Vietnam that nobody talks about. And I think if you do any research on Long Binh Jail, you'll find that the New Brothers burned that jail down in 1968 right after King was assassinated. The brothers riding in that prison and burned it down. Long Binh Jail. Check it out. There's a lot of soldiers that was locked up in there for racial stuff that happened in Vietnam. We were getting in a fight with the Klan, the Aryan Brotherhood, and the American Nazi Party. We had to fight them in Vietnam. We had to worry about them more than we did the Vietnamese. We pretty much got along with the Vietnamese. They look at us and say, so brother, same thing. Same thing. I said, oh, wow. Deep.
I just want to say, today, long live the spirit of the Black Panther Party. It's ironic, almost 60 years, the party is still remembered, revered, and those of us that are still alive and able to bring our experiences and our knowledge to the youth so we can move to another future, another generation, one after another. So like I said, once again, long live the spirit of the Black Panther Party, because like I said, we made some mistakes, and you, the youth of here in Southern California and across the country, it's your job now to take the torch forward and move to a whole new spiritual innovation.
In the spirit of our great comrade sister, Assata Shakur, I'd like to say there's a saying. Women were running the Black Panther Party, but a lot of us didn't know it. Growing up in what was called the Allied Garden Project, my first person to wake me up my sister, older sister, saw me she gave me the autobiography of Malcolm X. I was going in the wrong direction. I continued to move. But anyway, that turned me around. And the first person that I saw that inspired me and my young comrades out of the Alpine Garden Project was Jamil Ali and his background. We saw him in the best of his history, and also that man stole the car. We saw him in we met Bunchy, founder of the Southern California chapter. By accident, we were going to a store on Central at 79, and we saw his office with pictures of Neil and the Black Panther Party slowly at that time, and we went in the office, and his brother was clean, sharp, and we asked him about the campus, and he told us we went to the program, and he asked us if we wanted to be in the Black Panther Party. I remember we all were still in high school, and he said, yeah, you want to join the campus? No, we want to be a snake. Student out of the party, he died, and he gave us, I don't know if you heard of Ron Wood, he gave us Ron Wood, number of contacts, Snake. Snake was dissolved in the summer of 1969 because the stand they took the support of Palestine. So we moved in late 1969, December 1969. Two of my friends from the elementary school friends, Wayne Barr, already at the 41st and Central Homeland Shootout firefighter. They actually defended themselves and won. None of them died. And they asked people to come down to the central headquarters and help clean up around the place. They asked people, you want to join the party? And three of them and myself to join the Southern California chapter of the Black Panther Party. I want to say this last thing. We're talking about solitary confinement. I was in the county six different times in Hollywood. Subconsciously trying to graduate to prison. Ain't good. Anyway, one of those times I was in the hole out of Wayside. And when I say hole, I mean hole. You put your eyes in the chest, there's only 2 cells in the whole jail at Wayside. Your eyes get the chest to the darkness. They had a hole in the ground where you do whatever you do. That was 28. That's why I had no kind of love for the police. I don't want to get myself in trouble. But I had no kind of love for the police. The police were waking me up every hour on the somebody talked about the prison system, how diabolical they are, fiendish they are, and it's true. Ain't no mercy for you in there. My ancestors, think about my ancestors, my ancestors was the only thing I can think about. So, sorry I said my name, sorry, when you talk about that, I asked you about it.
What's your story, Tallulah? I'm going to get to it. Okay, first of all, I want to speak on what the brother right here said when he saw the Panthers. How many said about 30 or 20? About 30 guns. That was here. Oh, y'all ready to respond to this guy? Y'all hear me now?
You gotta hold it up.
Okay, when the brother spoke about the Panthers versus the police and the Panthers with two guns in there, that's because when I joined the Black Panther Party at 16 years of age on 84th and Broadway, we all had to go through a 6-week probationary period. The probationary period was to prove that we were ready to die for the people. And we were ready. So to see Panthers confronting the police, the pigs, with only 2 guns, it was not unusual because we believed in the people and we were vanguard of the people and would soon become martyrs for the people. And as far as the sisters in the Black Panther Party, we did everything that the brothers did. Notice how they didn't mention us, but I ain't gonna mention that. Okay, so, but we did everything. I mean, I remember you did, I think you did. I can remember when part of my training in the Black Panther Party, we had to order home with 45 and break it down. The room was completely dark, the whole place was dark. We had to break it down, and you only failed if you made any noise. This training was for if the police got after you, you could throw away your gun by breaking it down and just throwing it away. We also were taken out to Lancaster. It was mostly a desert then, staying out there for 3 days, no water, no food, anything. We had to survive. We had survival skills. And also, what I'm very thankful for the Black Panther Party was our political education classes, which I seldom see in the community now. But our political education classes that I learned from, I remember that, and it saved my life. And years later, the FBI, CIA, and NSA was after me because they thought I was part of the conspirators for the 9/11 bombing. I had myself and 2 children. We were on the run, hiding up in the houses and everything. And I was out there by myself. And I came back because I had to reach back and think about my political education class. I came back to LA to talk to everybody what they were doing to us because a lot of there's some brothers and sisters who was doing the Crimson Blood Truth out in Watts. And a lot of those gang members were converted to Islam. And you had some of the Muslims from the Middle East coming out here to get our young brothers to take them to this training camp in Khartoum for them to fight for them. And my question was, why aren't you fighting for yourself? So they got kidnapped about 8 of our brothers and tried, because I was speaking out on this, FBI and everybody else was after me. But it was my political education class that freed me before they could incarcerate me. So sisters did a whole lot for the party. Also, it was something they wanted us to find out. Because we were sisters, we could change our hairstyle, our looks, whatever, you know. And some sisters, I don't know who they was. I mean, you know, this is what I heard right in the room, I don't know. But there was a lot of sisters that, you know, we needed money for the Black Panther Party, and the funds had to be liberated at our nearby banks. So some of the sisters, from what I heard, was talking to security, got real friendly with security, got the whole tour of the bank, how everything worked, even the bar. And somehow that money magically appeared on the Black Panther Party. So that's a little bit, I can't go too much more than what I do, because folks steal my money. All right? So, any more questions? Yes. I can forget.
Okay. Greetings. My name is Cassandra Floyd, and I'm so glad I came. I'm so glad. Listen, I love us so much, and I just forgot how I came from the South. So LA was a learning curve for me. especially when you move to a city where you got to go and look for black people. They feel me? I used to be a member of the African People's Socialist Party years ago. And the one thing that I appreciated most about being 24 years old, coming into political life, fresh. Like I was engaged to a white boy, like totally fresh, no political background whatsoever, and meeting the party in Florida. And what you mentioned it, Nelda, how you don't see political education in mass the same way that you experienced it coming up to the party. I feel the same way. 24 years old, I was so grateful that I learned, I came into political life under a veteran organization. You mentioned the probationary period. I'm like, going back 6 months probationary period before you became a member, the membership was not guaranteed, they want to know your whole background, if there is mental illness in your family. This kind of serious approach to political life that is based on lived experience of elders. Sitting here listening to all of you is just so powerful. And it makes sense. What we see that appears to be political life today, that is completely absent any kind of relationship to veteran organizations, to veterans from those organizations, disseminating. This should be a meeting that happens every week. This should be church every Sunday to have veterans transfer that information. And yes, it's just so absent, and I'm just so honored. And I don't remember who, I think it was tell me, brother, in the light color shirt again, your name, I'm sorry.
Brother Gene.
Brother Gene, you were mentioning, can y'all hear me fine? You were mentioning the need for spirituality in political life. You also mentioned, I think it was you that mentioned the importance of African women in the party. And you said something to the effect, it might have been you or it might have been brother from Mississippi. What part of Mississippi are you from?
New Orleans.
Say that again?
New Orleans.
Okay, I don't know that. That's where I'm from. Also, the Delta area. Anyway, you mentioned, one of you mentioned the importance of, one of you said that there were a lot of mistakes that we made, and so it's important about carrying the torch forward. And I'm 50 now, I'm not 24 anymore. And having been in cadre-style organization, political life as long as I have been, raising children and grandchildren, this question that you mentioned about spirituality was one of the ones that was most concerning for me in the party. The absence of an entrenched, African-centered, political and cultural spirituality, that this whole kind of rigid adherence to a Eurocentric political science of socialism outside of a tie to African ancestry, to African spiritual life, cultural traditions that in themselves were revolutionary. The tradition was revolutionary, the culture was revolutionary.
You gotta remember that most of the members, like we were 18, 22, 23 years old. We were developing as we were making revolution.
Yes.
And you gotta also remember we were socialists. When I say socialists, I mean we were socialists who graduated to the point of African socialism, but socialists to the point that no one here mentioned the party's free breakfast program, free health planning. We were part of serving the people body and soul. That's what we did. That was our mantra. And one of the reasons why we were attacked so much is because the government, CNC, the FBI, they knew what we were doing, and we were trying to reach the people. Yes. And once you reach the people will make the revolution. Yes. And they wanted to get rid of the vanguard. Once they got rid of the vanguard, then the revolution is over. So that's why they were attacking us with the breakfast program, the free health planning, free prison programs, all those programs that were developed for the people. And one Fred Hampton in Chicago, he was one of the leaders in that respect.
Yes, I was not challenging you. I am so grateful for what you said. I'm talking about now.
We're gonna have to have another meeting because it's time to stay.
Okay, out of respect for the people that allow us to be here today, we planned this for a certain time period, and it's time to Thank everybody.
This is Friday at 8 a.m. on GPFK. So you can hear the excerpts of that and your friends.